Let's go to the final page under the policies configuration section, workflows. What is a workflow, right? We've seen a workflow before, right? We were under integrations and we have workflows here, and we go under policies and we also have workflows here. They are related. They are related. So workflows is ways to automate your job, okay, or parts of your job. A workflow integration is used by the workflow policies, okay, in order to help you automate that job. Now, there's five different types of workflows you can create. I'm going to show you where you can locate those individual workflows. Uh, I'm going to explain what the type is, and then we're going to come back in here and we're going to create one of those workflows to help us automate our job. Okay. So the very first workflow, or the very first workflow type you already have seen, and it's the audit log workflow, right? If I select create, this is the audit log workflow and gives me the ability to communicate all the events, all the changes that took place, either from the user interface or the management API, to the rest of the organization, such as a CM system like Splunk. Okay, that's the audit log. Second one. Second one is under inventory, under changes, and this gives you the ability to create new API workflows. That means every time, if I select this notify new APIs, every time I detect a brand new API, I can come in here and I can communicate that information to another system. It could be a Jira, it could be a CM system, and so on. Okay. And this is a changes workflow. So you have audit log, you have changes. Next, security, findings. You have a findings workflow. Here it is, findings workflow. A findings workflow gives you the ability to automate part of your job. Let's say you're getting a specific set of findings based upon your criteria. As you can see, you can come in here and set up filters, and you would like to communicate those findings to the corresponding team, right? You can do that from here, right? Findings. Next one is under runtime incidents. This is the incidents workflow. An incidents workflow, what it does is it gives you the ability to communicate incidents to other teams like the product dev team that we talked about earlier on, so that we're able to gain the help that we need early on, right? And I'm telling you right now, a good chunk of these incidents, if not all, they're programmatic issues. They're programmatic issues, okay? If they're programmatic issues, myself as a no-name security operator or a API security professional, I have little visibility on those, right? I can't fix them on my own. I need help, right? How can I get that help? Communicate to the devs. What best way to communicate to the devs? By opening tickets, Jira tickets, ServiceNow tickets, whatever tool you guys are using. Okay. 4, right? So we talked audit log, changes, findings, incidents. One more to go. The last one is under runtime yet again, but attackers, right? Attackers. Remember I talked a little bit about the blocking functionality. If we have the prevention module of a specific integration enabled, or if it's available, we can go ahead and block somebody at the targeting system, right? We can go and say, okay, block this IP, block this user at the gateway level, at the WAF level, okay, web application firewall level. Can go and do that blocking. So the no-name platform is just the means of communicating the information to the target system to perform the actual blocking. That's what the no-name is there for. Okay. So you have the ability to automate that process. Instead of waiting to inspect somebody, you can come in here and you can select create workflow. You can come and specify your criteria that will identify future attackers, right? And as soon as we have a match, whatever condition you have specified in your workflow will take place, right? If I select next, right? Yep, continue. Then I can go ahead and select, okay, what do you want to do? Well, I want to block. Well, for that, you need to have the prevention module enabled, right? Which we don't, okay? So, five different types of workflows: audit, changes, findings, incidents, and now attackers. This is fairly new, okay? These attackers. And we're going to see this page. We're going to revisit this page in a future section of this course, right? Do not worry. All right. So I can set up workflows by navigating into these separate pages, right? So that's one way. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate under settings, and policies and workflows. And I'm going to show you that if I select to create a new workflow from here, I can see all those different types right here: findings, incidents, audit log, changes, and attackers. Okay. The one that we're going to set up is the one that's for incidents. I mentioned earlier on to you guys that the incidents are usually programmatic errors that need to be addressed, and I will need help from developers, right? And I do know there's one in here specifically that is 99.9999% of the time. I don't want to say 100% because it is too absolute, right? So it is a programmatic error, and that is API with broken object level authorization, the quintessential BOLA, broken object level authorization, as is categorized, or as it's named under API, OWASP API top 10, right? So that's the one. I'm interested in setting up a configuration to automate my work such that every time I see one of these, I open a ticket to my devs because I know I need their help. There's no way I'll be able to do it on my own. Okay. So I need a filter. I can set up a filter from here. I can set up a filter from the watermark button, up to you, right? So I'm going to select type. I'm going to uncheck the whole thing. I'm going to search for broken, and I should have that API with broken object level authorization. Here it is. I'm going to check it. I'm going to see that single incident that I have in my list. I'm going to click next. Remember, now I have a Jira integration, right? I have a Jira integration. Now that I have a Jira integration, I can complete this workflow. Without it, I wouldn't be able to. Hence why Jira is important, or at least one workflow integration is important. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to say BOLA to product dev, or Jira, or whatever. And for the sake of brevity, I'm going to just copy and paste what I have in my name to the description. The rest stays as is. I'm going to click save. And here's my workflow. Okay? So that's how you can create workflows to help you automate part of your job, right? Part of your job. There's a couple of things you can do: disable, delete, edit, and you're going to get the same pop-up yet again. And of course, see the JSON structure of what you have built, right? And with this, we have concluded the pretty much the policies section. Pretty lengthy, right? If you combine everything we've done together, we're probably past an hour, right? Of just the recordings, past an hour. And I do understand that when you go through recordings, chances are you need to rewind, listen again, do it again. So it's going to take a little longer on your end, guys. I do know that. And I try hard to keep these courses to the bare minimum. Trust me, I try very hard. But it's a hard exercise. All right. So before I digress any further, section end.